Aight, aight. What's really going on? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Today, I'm taking a look at Bitcoin Cash, BCH, against US dollar Tether on the Binance chart. We're going to be going over some of the technical aspects about price action. We're going to be going over some short-term targets and forecasts. We're going to be assessing some key levels, and I'm going to be assessing where I think prices will interact with before the next break, either upward or downward. Getting right into it. As we can see, this most recent price action above all-time highs is very volatile. We got very volatile pumps and sell-offs. There is a very large range in which we are trading in. It seems to be a pretty significant $300 range between $400 and $700, essentially, where prices have been pumping very aggressively, but being rejected off of some key levels and failing to find support. At the moment, this is a bearish outlook at the moment based on current price levels and price action. We seem to be falling back below the what was all-time highs before January of 2021. These were the relative all-time highs, kind of since January, and since then we've pumped quite far past, pulled all the way back down below, broken previous swing all-time highs again, topped out, come back down, created a higher low. But on this next come up, we have printed a what appears to be head and shoulders, perhaps head and shoulders pattern, where we have a left shoulder here, the head, and right shoulder, suggesting a reversal, as this is also near the top of a move. This does suggest some heavy downward momentum and bearish pressure. We've been very kind of sideways, reaccumulating between this aggressive range of 200, 250, and about $300. We stayed in this range for quite some time. A good good many months here. And with that very prolonged accumulation, we were finally able to find support and break upward. We were interacting with this trend line I drew from the COVID crash in March of 2020. After interacting with, again, near all-time highs, we seem to have fallen far past it. But this rejection off of this $600 psychological level, I believe to be very significant and is a good indicator of price action moving forward. When we turn on EngineeringRobo, we see coming out of this accumulation near $200, we have buy for the pump, sell for some more reaccumulation around support, below support. At the moment that was resistance before we came back above. Super buy for to pump, blast right through this $300 resistance here. Bitcoin Cash traders like to take profits, so there's a lot of sell pressure, a lot of traders taking profits. We pumped up, got rejected off the $300 resistance. Sell 2, sell 3, sell 4, very bearish pressure, suggesting some sideways. Buy 4, sell 4, flip, buy 4 to support this upward accumulation. Very aggressive sell-offs, but buy pressure was high enough to come in and support the move upward past the support. We broke all-time highs after fighting through it. These are some very aggressive candles. But it seems Bitcoin Cash has a history of breaking downward very aggressively and reaccumulating before swinging back up past where it dipped from. We have this sell for the dip, accumulation sideways, for the buy for to return past all-time highs, relative all-time highs at that time. came all the way up, bounced off of $772 per Bitcoin Cash. We stayed sideways for almost a week up at this level here. I suspected, based on this resistance line here and the price action within this range, I personally suspected some just more interaction above here, above $600. This is kind of what I suspected when I was looking at Bitcoin Cash a couple weeks ago. Now, the momentum has changed, and my perspective has changed. My analysis has switched to slightly bearish. This appears to be a pretty clear head and shoulders near top. So I suspect perhaps interaction down with these kind of lower levels down here with the super sell, sell 2, sell 3, sell 4. These very aggressive sell signals closing on a candle that wicked 33%, 34% below its previous candles open and closed 17% below. We've been reaccumulating sideways since. We came up and was rejected off of the $600 psychological level, creating a very nice lower high, technical lower high, and rejection off this level. Printed a pretty clear, what I would think is head and shoulders at this moment. If we kind of refer to briefly back in 2020, January of 2020, this is the Binance chart, so it only goes back so far. But we have a similar kind of pattern here, where it pumps, we come back up, print a lower high, and we drop. This is a somewhat similar pattern. When this pattern was printed, we had a very, very aggressive sell-off that took the several months, 6 months, almost a year of accumulation to reaccumulate. We had a very, very scary 45% candle close downward to finalize this move downward here from this big rejection and sell-off. We now appear to be facing a second, perhaps a very aggressive flash crash, a quick wick interaction down with these levels. If we cannot hold 360, 370, I suspect we will come down to 300, the low 300s. But ultimately, I do believe we will find support, hopefully before that level. But in the long run, I believe Bitcoin Cash to be in an uptrend fundamentally. But in the short term, some reaccumulation is looking as if is likely to be right around the corner, as this is a very strong reversal pattern. When we take a look at Bitcoin Cash against Bitcoin on the Binance chart, we see we've been, as Bitcoin has been interacting with its price levels and kind of figuring where it wants to be, we've been interacting with this trend line, descending down it, still seeming to be supported by it as we are nearing kind of a new sort of key level that we will see if we hold or get rejected from. When we turn on EngineeringRobo's, we see a new perspective, sell 4, super sell, all the way back in February of 2020, February, April. The cloud, EngineeringRobo's cloud, has gone red, indicating a downtrend, very bearish momentum and pressure. Buy 4, super buy, but the cloud was still red, so sell pressure was still very high. We eventually closed under resistance. Sell 4 came back, cloud was still red. Super sell, sell 4. After the buy 4 closed on this large candle here. Cloud, still red. We are still in a downtrend. Even though there is very, very aggressive buy-ups around some key levels here. With the cloud being red, we can still suspect very high bearish pressure and sell pressure and sideways to occur as Bitcoin establishes itself and its levels. We turn back to Bitcoin Cash against USDT, and we turn on EngineeringRobo's cloud. We can see The cloud turned green back in November of 2020. Super buy 4. Even with this, sell 2, sell 3, sell 4, and big sell-off and reaccumulation between these key ranges, with the cloud being green, we had a good idea that support will be found, typically along kind of this level, support, and we'd be able to break up, super buy 4, sell 4, closed on a very bearish candle, but cloud is still green, an uptrend was still present, and the buy 4 returned. Now we have this super sell 2, sell 3, sell 4, and a rejection off of this very key level, this $600 psychological level, and a break downward below the relative all-time highs. All-time highs are now above $700, almost $800, but the previous significant all-time highs was around $500, which we have now fallen below. And it is a little hard to see, but the cloud has technically crossed red in this scenario. This means a downtrend is perhaps forming, and if the buy pressure is high enough, I believe prolonged sideways will occur, but this does suggest a downward movement pending. Now, in the long run, I have targets for Bitcoin Cash around the $900 to $1,000 level in the few months to years, couple years, I believe. But we have to go with the flow of current price action, and with what's being shown here, I suspect a move downward, perhaps all the way down to the $400 level. If we cannot hold 400, my next target is around 360, 370, and then the low 300s. But in my opinion, I believe we will accumulate above $400, and hopefully we can see all-time highs again. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hearing my analysis. Subscribe here on YouTube. Try EngineeringRobo, free, link in the description, and tune in for the next one.